Assalamu alaikum. We thank Allah once again for allowing us to meet with you for congregational prayer service. We would remind you of the importance of the keeping up of prayer. And not only that, to remember that treat people like you want to be treated. Don't make people's burden heavier. Am I clear?
Yes.
All right. We have been afflicted for the past 400 years. And an affliction, just like the cross that they used as a means of slow torment to death. It is only fitting that I use those words. All of their afflictions, he was afflicted. And you take up your cross and follow me. So don't come to me with a bunch of excuses. You ain't suffering no more than I am. You can either lay down and wallow in it or reach down inside yourself and in womanhood out of yourself that's in you. Stop moaning and groaning and let's get up and do something about it. And wait on Allah to remove from us the afflictions. He promised to heal us. But first, all have to be tried. Am I clear?
Yes.
As I was reading the book of Isaiah, there's so many beautiful I think I would, instead of starting, I like the way that it's that David put it. In the 3rd chapter of Psalms, I was just looking at some of the, be quiet. In the 3rd chapter of Psalms, it says, Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? They're just steady growing. Huh? More and more and more. Many are they that rise up against me. Who does that fit any more than me? Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. I'll show you an example. I saw preachers and imams and ministers and activists and you name it, all for 1 million men to take buses, drive cars, and all of that kind of thing. And instead of 1 million showing up, a couple of million showed up to accomplish nothing. I asked for 100, and I'm still 83 short. Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. As I told you last night, the reason they don't want to help me is because when they come in front of me, how many of y'all watched the Million Man March? That wasn't Farrakhan's doing. That was a whole bunch of them's doing. Now, that's the first thing. You remember he confessed it, that the preacher told him that you ain't going to use this to proselytize, are you? He said, no. Huh? Because if he'd have said, yeah, what were they going to tell him? What that preacher tell you about me coming and meeting in his church? He said, I'm going to help Son of Man convert white people. Huh? I have to deny, in order to get their help, I got to deny the one that I claim to be representing. Huh? That's one thing about me. I ain't no traitor. I ain't never been a fair weather friend. I ain't never been that kind of person. No, if my friend get jumped on, I stayed right there with you. I ain't like these people. Everything going smooth, they with you. The minute they get a little rough, they turn on you. I know. I'm not a wishy-washy person. And so he says, oh Lord, or a shield for me. Remember now, as you witness supplications coming from David, remember that it was said to them, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they'll persecute you too. If they hate me, they hate you. Huh? They rebel against me, they're going to rebel against you. Name a messenger of God that they did not rebel against. You people acting like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad thought that he had a whole lots of followers. If he thought that, why did he say the nation is honeycombed with hypocrites? He wasn't fooling nobody. You say yes to him when he's in his face. And when his back is turned, you go and do something else. That's what he told him about that. You heard him say it. So we know what he has. see us from whence they thought we couldn't see. That don't work like that no more. Everybody is seeing. I'm just giving you a chance to get your head on straight. That time running out though. So it says, but thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, and the lifter up of my head. You know, he's absent from the body, but he's been lifted up now. I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me. We got this. Just what is written, Son of man, be thou not rebellious like that rebellious house. Hear what I say unto you. I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. Yeah, you call them holy scriptures. As the messenger told me, he said, if you want to talk to Allah, read the Quran. He said, we all are Allah. A voice is just words. Sometimes they're words that people don't understand. And if he's talking to you in a language that you don't understand, then you must not be his people yet. David said, we are his people and the sheep of his pasture. So I will dwell among them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. That's what's written. We will make them hear. The Lord, David said, you know, your word is a lamp unto my feet and light of understanding to which way I went. Yes. The light of the hereafter, the messenger said it like this. And on page 6 in book 1, he said, the light of God is the light of the hereafter, which will guide the people like the light of the sun. Yes. Jesus said the same thing. He said, when the Spirit of truth comes, he'll guide you into the truth, just like the sun out there that shows you the way to go from the wrong way. Don't do no good have eyes if you ain't got no light. You had eyes for you had light. Yes, you did. You was formed inside of a dark place. You used them eyes for the first time when you came to the light. I cried unto the Lord voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. Selah. Even the devil, he said it right. Let me think about it. He said, I laid me down and slept. I awaked, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about. Yeah. I'm not the first man of that first man of truth that came and was surrounded by people who hated him. We never feared the people because we already knew they were all dead losers. They in a universe created with truth, and they against the truth and think I'm supposed to be scared up. You walk outside there and earth open up and swallow you and close back up. And people be wondering where you went. Don't hear from you no more. That's right. Arise, O Lord. That's what he said. I'm he that liveth and was dead. If I was dead, I need to be raised. Arise, O Lord. Jesus and all of them helped raise me, you know. He said, no man can come to me, come to the understanding of me, except my Father with me draw him, and I'll raise him up at the last day. Arise, O Lord, and save me. The Son of Man came to seek and to save. Save me, O my God. For thou hast smitten all mine enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. How you know that's true? What you do with your teeth? How long they been trying to chew this and can't? You can't swallow solid food without you first have to chew it. You go trying to swallow just like you do some soup, it'll choke you. Give you indigestion. Is that make you sick? You need teeth to chew it. And false teeth won't get it. Is that right? I know that's right. So, says salvation belongeth unto the Lord. As the marriage supper of means by. Without the Lord, there ain't no supper. There's delusion. Without me giving you understanding of them, the messenger told you, he said, you who reject your own, you was told to accept your own. He said, but I'm supposed to be designed by Allah to help push you in the hell who rejects your own. Make you think I meant something that I didn't mean. That's the way the word was given. It always many connections, but it's only one right one. For any given circumstance, there's only one right connection. You got to know which one is applicable. You see. So, so the more you believe in these books, the more valuable I become to you. You know, the people who let's go to the 31st chapter of Isaiah. Woe to them that go down to Egypt. They think they're going up. Oh, yes, you do. You go to their schools and you think you are ascending up. He even tell you this is higher education. You ain't yet realized that all that stuff didn't come from higher, it came from lower. Well, it's the truth. And if it's so high, how come when he opened up the scriptures, he don't know nothing that he's talking about? Thought he was giving you higher education. That's why when the brother asked the messenger, he said, well, if we are going to be the next rulers, why do we have to go to the devil to be taught? And the messenger told him, he said, I'm not included in your we. Well, it's the truth. All he got was from looking at what he saw and getting the lesson out of it. So we don't have to have him to teach us nothing. We can look at what he did. That's what Japanese did. Looked at what he did, apart, and duplicated it. I remember Made in Japan. Everybody talking about I don't want it. Now Made in Japan, it means more than Made in America. Huh? I'm just telling you. You know that. But it's one thing that he can't do. And it's written. Says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Yeah. I like the way it said go down to. Huh? You leave the Lord to go down. You can't go up from there. You can only go down from there. And stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many. Yeah. And in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel. Think over that. Did not Moses show you at the bush that God said, I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob? You can't be holy if you ain't good. Since there ain't none good but one, the Holy One of Israel is the God of Israel. And you going down to Israel to get help against who? Their maker? Go ahead. You go right ahead. I sat right there in jail and conducted my meetings from jail and talked about them. One of them talking about, I wish you had him down there. And I told him, you'd be dead now. You know, I'm not afraid of you. You ain't gonna do nothing to me. You just think you are. You get in trouble for even having that kind of thought. If you were smart enough. Only reason you're not allowed to let you get away with it is because you're dumb. Do you not see where you at? When have the white man been afraid to come get you? Then what stops him from coming get me? Find you hanging in jail in a cell. Talking about you committed suicide. They'll have me in jail and find everybody out there in the office hanging. I ain't worried about these people. Let them keep on. So it's written. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Huh? What did Jesus say? When you see all these things, look up. Didn't say look down to Egypt. When you look up, you look at something that's over your head, not under. And if you looked in these books, you'd realize that it's over your head. Then you'd recognize that the head that's standing up explaining it to you is over your head. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words. Huh? Can't do that. That's in both books. If we had pleased, we could have given every soul its guidance. But my word was, huh? I will fill hell with gin and men. When I can find a way, my word, to spare you, I do so. Because I don't wish ill on nobody. But sometimes there ain't no way around it. So it says, but will arise against the house of the evildoers. Son of man, I send thee. What did it say? This is in the second chapter and the fourth verse, third verse. He said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation. Get back over there with your mama. To a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me, they and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God. Isaiah and he seem to agree on what kind of house it is. Rebelling against God is sin. What is that? It says, but will rise against the house of the evildoers. The Lord ain't gonna call his word back. That's what they tell you. But will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men and not gods. The Americans, they men, they ain't God. No, sir. The word ain't with them. The word is against them. What you think? It says, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is helping shall fall. All now. And they all shall fail. What? Make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness, that if you fail, or when you fail. Yeah. Yeah. All shall fail. Together. The teachers and the students. The CEOs and the people that work for them. The politicians and the people who elected them shall all fail together. Because the way of peace have they not known, because they have never practiced it. For thus hath the Lord spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion. Well, why I say the lion and the young lion? Well, as the book says, that in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks, I saw one what? What is a young lion? He like an old one, ain't he? So it says, for thus hath the Lord spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion, roaring on his prey. You notice, I get up, I don't bite my tongue on Sunday. What they did, crashed the site. That's all they can do, is try to fix it where the site will break down, because the show can't come in here and go word for word with me. They tried cussing me out. That didn't do no good. Huh? See, whenever you doing what somebody else say, if somebody cuss you out, it ain't just you they cussing out. They cussing out the one who told you to do what you're doing. Huh? I know how it go. And I know how to say it where they can't claim ignorance. So it says, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. That's right. Mount and the hill. It's because God himself He's the mountain. And hill is his prophets. The truth is the mountain, and the prophets is the little hills that the mountain was raised up because of the mountain. And I want you to understand something else. The Holy Quran says that Allah told them, said, bear witness. And I too, not only the hills is helping me. He said, and I too am of the bearers of witness with your help to you. So don't you be to them. And so like a lion and a young lion, and we after the wicked to judge them for how they've done us, and they gonna pay. And what they gonna do? What they gonna say? Threaten me? I've been living on that for the past 40 years. I drive all up and down the street, all over this country. Most of the time by myself. From what you can see. I'm not laying up here every time I hear a door open, flinching and going on. Or a car drive up, trembling. No, he peel off when I walk out there. I'm not out here trying to go for bad, but I know who's with me. So it says, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it. Jerusalem means founded in peace. Why did we take Jerusalem from the devil? Because one of our brothers, who was a righteous prophet by the name of Jesus, was buried there. And they used his name to shield their dirty religion. So we took the nation from everybody. And we used the very words of the one that they claim to trust in to justify taking it from them. He said, we are laying the foundation for a new nation. Now, this is the only new nation of Islam. It's new because they never been. It didn't say renewed. There never been a nation Islam. There's only been a so-called or said. It was said that Abraham wanted a nation to be raised from his offspring. But it hadn't happened. In order for it to happen, the Lord himself had to come. Then everyone have to be taught by the Lord himself. Then every member in it is one who submits to the will of God. Then you have a nation of Islam. You see. So it says, and defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. Turn ye unto him, from whom the children of Israel have deeply revolted. They have rebelled against me. They and their fathers, even unto this very day. That's what's written. The mind that you get from white folks make you rebellious. I know that you're Abraham's seed, but you're not Abraham's children. If you was Abraham's children, you'd do the works of Abraham. When Allah commanded Abraham, Abraham said, I hear and I obey. He didn't say to hell with you, nigga. Now you tell me whose children you are. I told you. Ain't no more you see us from whence we see not. We see each other. We didn't send no messenger but for one purpose, that you should obey him. Everybody obeys its head. The head of every man is Christ. They set up their government similar to that. The lawmaking body of America is called Congress. Whatever laws they make, responsible to obey them until they change them. Not until you change them. So you ain't gonna tell me you don't know how it go. Everybody know how it go. So it's this time. For in that day, every man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which your hands have made unto you for a sin. Then shall the Assyrian, the American, fall with the sword, not of a mighty man, and the sword, not of a mean man, shall devour him. But he shall flee from the sword, and his young men shall be discomfited. Oh, yeah. Ain't gonna be no, as the book says, that they all sought to hide themselves. They fleeing now. Even the one, well, remember when the brother came in there and said he ain't gonna run, and the first question I asked him, he started evading it. I can put you on the run, boy. You know that if you think the reporters can put people on the run, they ask a question and they go talking and don't answer the question. And sometimes the reporters let them off the hook. Is that right? I don't have to let you off the hook. I ain't worried about you cutting my salary. Sir, no. You here with me. Your last worry have been how you was going to make ends meet. In a world that people, that's their first worry. Only thing you sitting up worrying about is how to be a Muslim or how to be a better Muslim. No, halfway ain't good enough. Entire submission to the will of Allah. That's Islam. You hear me? Okay. It says, and he shall pass over to his strength for fear, and his princes shall be afraid of the ensign. You know what the ensign is? You see that flag up there? They scared of that one. I remember when I first raised it. And the police, I was out in California. he came out there. I put up my pole by myself, stood it up there. And it was pretty tall. And white officers, they came by and looked up at it and said, "What kind of flag is that?" I thought to myself, I said, "Oh, so you don't know, do you?" And I said, "Religious." He said, "What religion?" I said, "Islam." And he looked at it, nodded his head, and went on. Didn't say another word. That incident don't mean everybody else gonna be all right with their stuff. That incident telling you that if you don't get up under, you out of here. If you've been in the Navy, you know what the ensign is. You step on board the ship, first thing you do is salute the ensign. The ensign is the flag. Our flag is not to be taken for mockery. As the people could open their mouth to try to condemn it, I say, you just weren't paying attention. The messenger put the crescent and star revolving on top of our temple. It was the moon in its first and last quarter. And I am the first and the last. You've heard that before? Well, there you go. You got no arguments for me. I don't think that I can't explain why. Y'all do that. That's why they don't want to come in and have no conversation with me, because I can ask them why they're doing things and they don't know themselves. You ask me why I did something, I can tell you. And when you try to condemn something I do, I can show you that you can't condemn nothing I do. Yeah, I know what's permitted for me. You the one don't know. The best thing you can do is take what I give you. And don't be worrying about what Allah gave me, because he told me the whole thing belonged to me. Matter of fact, it says all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. And not only was it made by him, but it's for him. You don't know white people tell me that this technology wasn't for me. They didn't get it until the end of their time. In the beginning of mine. That's why it's destroying them, and I'm using it to help me. That's what happens when you get talents that's too heavy for you. It's destroying his civilization. Technology is killing him. The chastisement shall come upon them from whence they perceive not. And like a drunkard. He talking about, oh, I'm nice. Right? Brain being destroyed. The fool thinks he's nice. His brain going away. Well, you know, Allah can send you to hell and you enjoy the trip. It's called temporary enjoyment. Let them enjoy themselves for a while. They'll soon come to know. Meaning, they will soon come to that which will make them understand that they should have been paying attention. You see? Allah is able to bring about his will and make the devil think that it's his will that's coming. Well, he thought slavery was him doing it. Allah opened up the knowledge of how to do what he did, taught him how to do these things. And Allah had already told him that he hates those who practice that. He that sows discord among brethren, that's one of the 7 things that the Lord hates. But he threw it out there and told you, now this is how you can do that. There's a dark side. But how you know what side a person to choose if you don't make both sides clear? We pointed out to man the 2 conspicuous ways. Yeah. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Yeah. As the devil said, some of us are good and some of us are below that. That's what the jinn said, wasn't it? Yeah. Yes, sir. So, I know it's getting late. Let me let y'all go. And if you remind me, I'll teach on some of these things. But, don't ever think because the wicked prosper and they seem to be doing okay that wickedness is better than righteousness. Don't be fooled. Look at them a little closer and you'll discover ain't none of them got no peace. That's why they always have to brag to you about what they got. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Huh? And they constantly having some kind of party to give each other some kind of award or whatnot and tell you to come watch. And they stand up and if they're so happy, why they stay high all the time? Why they got to have a crutch to be happy? What the girl say is always was champagne and cocaine and well, why you got to have all that? Because to do what we do, you got to keep yourself numb. Yeah. And you living, next thing you know, you hooked on that drugs and all that stuff. And that's what you invite me to while I'm inviting you to the garden. No, you can have that. I think I would stick with the covenant of Allah. And so, and he shall pass over to his stronghold for fear, and his princes shall be afraid of the ensign, saith the Lord, whose fire is in Zion. He maketh his angel spirits and his ministers what? Flame of fire. His fire is in Zion. And his furnace in Jerusalem, in the nation that's founded in peace. That's right. Nations like human beings like babies. They're born head first. $144,000 made it out of this world with their souls intact. And they said they'll be present with me. That's right. Jesus was glad when he was time to ascend to the Father. Hereafter shall you see heaven open and the angels of God ascending. When you ascend, you go to something higher than yourself. My Father is greater than I am. That's what they told you. And that's why the majority of Negroes hate me, especially them who was in the nation or that's done got a little knowledge, because they hate the fact that me coming makes all of them a zero. Can't stand up and do like they did at the Million Man March. Everybody got something to say. What you got to say to add to what I'm talking about? And instead of being happy, mad, jealous, envious. And the messenger said, envy and jealousy will not make you successful. That's on the bottom of page 6. Yeah. There will be no end to your wisdom in the hereafter. That's what the messenger of the increase of his government and peace. There shall be no end. Here, I'm just, look how that hour just went by just like that. Let's stand and have prayer and let you go. I don't want you to say I'm making you late. Attent. Hut. Original salute. Ready front. Prayer position. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. And I bear witness that I know of none who deserves to be served or worshipped beside thee. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all holy praise is due and be to thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful Master of Requital. Thee do we serve and thee do we beseech for help. O Allah, please continue to guide us and keep us on the right path and way, the straight path and way of thee and those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not the crooked paths and ways of Satan and those upon whom thy wrath is or will be brought down, nor the foolish paths and ways of those astray or who are led astray, even after they've heard and been given the true understanding of thy holy word and teachings. Truly, I have again turned myself to thee, O Allah, striving to be totally upright, to thee who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not of the polytheists. Truly, my prayers, my sacrifices, my life and my death are all for thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate hast thou, and this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. I know of no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I have been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults and weaknesses. So please grant me and my true followers and family continuous protection against all of our faults and weaknesses. For none grants protection against faults and weaknesses but thee. And guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts. For none can guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts but thee. And turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts. For none can turn us from and remove the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts but thee. And, O Allah, we beseech thee for thy help and ask thy protection. And we believe in thee and we trust in thee. And we seek thy help to laud thee in the best manner and to never be ungrateful unto thee. And to cast off and to forsake him or her who is disobedient unto thee. And to remove from ourselves all things that are displeasing unto thee and beside thee. And, O Allah, please keep us in our right minds at all times, and let us not be or turn hypocrites or cowards, and remove from us the evil state of mind and thoughts of devils, and place within us the righteous state of mind and thoughts that are in accord with thy uprightness and truthfulness and righteousness, and save hell that thou hast promised the devils and their followers. And grant that we not only live to see the hereafter, but abide therein with thee. Amen.
Amen.
Attent, hut. Original salute. Ready front. You may be seated. You know, we have been witnessing the fulfillment of Allah's word all of the time and just didn't recognize it. Just like when you and I sit down now, we eat good food. But those who had heard the truth, after hearing the truth about eating pig and what it does to you, as they sat down to eat that, they enjoyed themselves for a little while, and the chastisement was coming upon them in the way of sicknesses and diseases, from whence they perceive not. You just can't keep disobeying Allah when you have been given the light. You must walk in that light. That means walk in accordance with that understanding that you've been given. Do you understand? You know, I'm not surprised when I see grown men and women replacing children. That's what's happening to us. When you see changes in us, it's because we growing up. You know, that he that increaseth knowledge in this world, he start to really see how terrible a condition that we living in. Children can play while you're losing your house. Children can play while you got terrible sickness in the family. But as you gain more and more knowledge of what's really going on around you, you find ain't nothing funny. In the world, you shall be sorrowful and shall have trouble, but your sorrow shall be turned to joy. For a woman, when she's in travail, have great sorrow and pain, but when she's delivered of the child, she remembers no more the pain for joy that a man is born into the world. It's anytime an adult wishes that they were a child again, it's because they got the wrong mind. A wise man don't never wish that he was a fool again. A child is justified to be a fool, Because the child does not have knowledge. That's what makes them easily fooled. That's how you know that these people that call themselves Muslims, they're not truly Muslims. How can you love? How can you claim to be a Muslim? And instead of wanting to see your woman enlightened, you want to keep her ignorant so you can abuse her. You don't want your people to be enlightened because it cramps your style in stealing from them. Well, that kind of world is on its way out. You hang around me, won't nobody fool you. And know this though, you won't fool nobody either. Am I clear?
Yes.
All right. So let's go on to perfection. Stop looking back and look forward. All right? Okay. Any questions before I let you go? Brother Jamar, make sure you call the brother and get his, get whatever bio he have so we can introduce him. Okay. And I'm looking forward to his question. So, I love to talk to atheists. I love to talk to people who was smart enough to recognize that religion is something wrong with it. You had to be pretty smart to recognize that there's religions you didn't want to be bothered with. That's somebody who's trying to be honest. Can't fake it. Some of these people tell me I don't want nothing to do with religion. Well, that's the man I want to talk to, because I don't want nothing either. That this world offering, that's the best thing you could say in this world, is you don't want nothing to do with a religion. After seeing what religion done to people, I wouldn't want nothing to do with it either. Didn't want nothing to do with it. Walked out of it. Till I saw one I couldn't deny. Then I realized it wasn't religion that I didn't want. It was false religion that I didn't want. You see. So I believed in right. When you find right, if you believe in right, then you ain't got no choice but to accept right. Okay. Since there are no questions, may Allah bless us all and keep us safe and in our right minds. May Allah's salam alaikum. Esau, step here.